So, a very good evening to all of you. And at the outset, let me congratulate and thank you to the Vigyan Bharati, who have been doing such a wonderful job. As you know, that we are under a stressed condition of Corona. Pandemic is not new. Pandemic have been there in the past. And once I googled and gave a talk, so over 5,000 years back, there was a pandemic in China, and after that, the pandemic is regularly takes place every 100 years or so, a big pandemic. But human race anyway will overcome this pandemic, and we have to again grow for our economy. The Honorable Prime Minister always he says that India has to become a 5 trillion economy, and as a scientific community, it is our responsibility to ensure that the 5 trillion economy is obtained as soon as possible. As we know that the economy has got, or the GDP has got basically three component: agriculture, the service sector, and the industry or manufacturing. Like health, we talk about WHO, World Health Organization. But when we talk about the industrial growth, very few of us know that there is a United Nations organization that is known as UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization, which monitors our manufacturing capability or industrial growth. Now, the topic which I have chosen is the success of Made in India. And deliberately, I am not talking about the Make in India, which is a very good program from our Honorable Prime Minister. As you know that when we make a technology, the technology has got components which starts from a concept in academia, in university, in R&D lab. We generate a concept. There's a science, there are publications. Based on that concept, we make a development, we make a prototype, and then what is missing is the testing and validation. Once that is done, then that goes to the manufacturing. In manufacturing, we have to ensure the quality assurance, the process optimization, and finally it goes to the trading. That is the business. And in business, we have to ensure that our standards and regulations are met. So when we talk about Made in India, it means we have to worry about the concepts, we have to worry about the prototype development, we have to worry about the manufacturing, and we have to worry about the trading. Now, if you see in the totality, the manufacturing is one of the component of the four large components. Whereas in Make in India, we are only talking about the manufacturing. The concept, the development, the marketing belong to somebody else. Now, from this perspective, if you look at it, and if you go to United Nations Industrial Development Organization website, there is a term known as MVA, that is called a manufacturing value added per capita. It means that when we are making a product in our country, and as you know that when you make a product, as I said, that raw material to the concept to this, all this comes out. But MBA is that how much net value we have earned out of it, removing its all costs. It turned out to be, if you go by 2018 that I'm showing, it is 355 US dollar per capita per year, which is far low as compared to that of China, which is roughly 2,300 US dollar per capita per year. And if you look at the developed nation like Germany, China, Japan, US, it is close to 8,000 to 10,000 US dollar MVA. So it means what? If the India has to grow up, we have to focus on the made in India concept. Now, during this pandemic, definitely our science and technology people are very, very enthusiastic. We are blessed that we have got close to 1,000 universities, leading institutes. We have got around 40,000 colleges across the country. We have crores of students. Of course, we have got 130 crore population. Now, this pandemic, one of the things which you might have noticed or everybody might have noticed, before we go in a organization or come out of it, they measure our temperature. And that is called the contactless infrared thermometers. It is a very good device because you can measure the body temperature without being in contact with the person. In between, there was a scarcity of these thermometers. And many industries in India, they approached us at National Physical Laboratory and asked, can we jointly develop it? I said, yes, we can develop that. Now look what this contactless infrared thermometer consists of. Essentially, it reads the body heat, that is infrared, that is focused on a sensor that is called a thermopile bolometer. And there is a one room temperature or a temperature sensor which compensate the ambient temperature measurement. So fine. When we ask the manufacturer, okay, let us make and how many pieces we can make, the biggest problem came was the thermopile or the bolometer, these are the IR sensor, they are not available across the world. So if the key component is not available, you can't make it. Now, if you look at the thermopile and the bolometer research in India, we had thousands and thousands of publications on this topic. We have developed the IR sensor, we have developed these, we have developed. But eventually, none of the single company exists in India that will make thermopile and bolometer. And that is where my worry starts. Now, when you look in the market, the price of these contactless thermometers, it will vary between 1,000 rupees to 25,000 rupees. One of the key parameter, which is the distance to spot ratio. It means up to what distance you can measure your temperature accurately. Most of these sensors which are available in the market, they do not tell that. So anybody who is bringing in our market, we do not know whether they are good or not. And therefore, there are reports that sometimes they show high value, sometimes they show low value because they are not as per the standards. Of course, many of them, they put a CE marks. Let me tell you, CE mark is a certification only for health, safety, and environmental protection. It does not tell about the performance conformance of the device. The second device, which is coming very largely in the market now, there are many, of course, our scientists are publishing news articles, they are coming on the television and saying that we have discovered, but they are only at the prototype level. One of them is UV-based killing of coronavirus. And as we know that UV ranges from 100 nanometer to roughly 400 nanometers. And if you go literature and look the FDA US findings, so the germicidal is only done by the 200 to 280 nanometer of the UV, and that is known as the UVC. Now, most of the lamps which are in the market, they do not have this UVC. So People should able to know that whether this lamp has got a UVC or not, that need to be verified. And who is going to verify that? And therefore, the country has got a problem. So I am dwelling between the made in India and make in India. Made in India, I said that the concept of the regulation and business is done entirely in the country, which we should aim at if we want to grow the 5 trillion economy, even beyond that. Make in India, investment is from outside, the technology is from outside, the quality infrastructure is from outside. We only work as a skilled people in those companies. Very often, if you go to past newspapers and go through that, often there is a problem that India has got a poor quality import coming from China. We have got cheap solar cell, we have got cheap batteries, we have low quality steel, we have got low quality tires, low quality tires, LED lamps, and very recently, of course, everybody knows that the rapid test kit were rejected. And on the other hand side, when we export, our exports are rejected. Our rice are rejected because this has got a pesticide. Our products are rejected because they do not agree with the standards, international standards. So it means what? Somehow in the country, we have not understood the quality infrastructure. In fact, if you go to the 145th report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce, that was tabled in Rajya Sabha on July 26, 2018, which says that the Chinese import in the Indian market is wiping out many Indian industries, and which is a very serious concern. And the hard-hitting Indian industry, many manufacturers, they have become the traders. And therefore, there is a need to bring the strong quality infrastructure in this country. Even that, the UNIDO also says that the developing country often do not have a functional quality infrastructure in place. We may have a quality infrastructure, but we do not have the functional quality infrastructure by which one can certify the products through the conformity assessment. And if we do it, then technical barrier to the trade will be removed. So what is the quality infrastructure? Quality infrastructure is different than the civil infrastructure, where we talk about the good road, good electricity, good housing. The quality infrastructure is a term coined by UNIDO. And it has got 3 components. One is the measurement, another is the standard, and third is the accreditation. And all of them are derived by the international organization. The measurement, that is called the metrology. International Bureau of Weights and Measure is the agency which looks after the measurement. And in India, National Physical Laboratory is the NMI, and which has got all the SI units. However, the ionization radiation is looked after by Bhabha Atomic Research Center. The standard, everybody talks about the ISO. They are the written documents, and product and processes should follow these standards. And in India, they are looked after by BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard. Accreditation, you have got International Laboratory Accreditation Corporation, ILAC, at the international level. And in India, it is looked after by National Accreditation Board of Testing and Calibration, NABL. So measurement, standard, and accreditation, these 3, they form a quality infrastructure. Now, what does this give? This gives you a conformity assessment. Conformity assessment means if I have got a thermometer, if it reaches 25 plus minus 0.1 degrees Celsius, it means it will read that only. And therefore, it has to be certified. So without conformity assessment, no product can be made. Without conformity assessment, no regulation can be made. Say, for example, if you are dealing with the MNRE, where they are talking about a solar cell, and if a industry makes a solar cell of, let us say, 25%, hypothetically, 25% efficiency, there should be a quality infrastructure assessment of these solar cells. The measurement should be established as per the standard, and that should be accredited by an independent body called NABL. So once we have got a conformity assessment, it means the testing, calibration, and certification. The product quality and compatibility is going to be very, very high. The impact on the environment is going to be very low. The health safety is going to be very high. And as I said in previous, there is not going to be any kind of international trade barrier. So many times when our products are rejected, essentially that is because they do not meet the international standard. All regulatories, all strategic sector, all science and technology, export authority, everybody requires conformity assessment. Let it be legal methodology, electronics and IT industry, telecom standards, telecom regulatory, food and safety, environmental pollution, agriculture production, APIDA, radiation standard ARB, health devices, medical devices, industrial policies, security market, forensic, you tell the name everywhere, the role of quality infrastructure is very, very essential. On May 2019, May 20, 2019, the entire world has redefined the SI units. And these SI units are now redefined in terms of the fundamental constants. The kilogram is defined in terms of the Planck constant, meter in the terms of the velocity of light, second in terms of the hyperfine frequency of the cesium atom, ampere in terms of the Coulombic charge, Kelvin in terms of the Boltzmann constant, mole in terms of the Avogadro number, candela in terms of the quantum efficacy. Unfortunately, though we teach them that SI units are very, very important, but the practical realization and understanding of the SI unit has not been there. So SI unit are the only measurable values who have got zero uncertainty in it. And therefore, if we make any measurement, these measurements have to be traceable to these SI units because they have got an uncertainty zero. And as we go down, the uncertainty increases. Now, if we don't follow this uncertainty plan, the traceability to SI unit, we do not know where is our measurement. So, for example, when two companies, they make a thermometer, if they do not trace back their measurement to the SI unit, both of them, they will have the two different temperatures. And when devices have different temperatures, then those thermometers have no meaning. So the legal definition of measurement is the measurement has to demonstrate an unbroken traceability chain to the national primary standard. And national primary standards are available at National Physical Laboratory and a calculation of measurement uncertainty needs transfer. And without of these, the measurements are indicative and they will not be acceptable in any kind of dispute. So sometimes it becomes difficult to bring your measurement institute to the NPL. So therefore, there are NABL accredited laboratory across the country, which acts a buffer between NPL and the measuring instrument. So sometimes even they are not sufficient, and some of the processors require the traceability at their desktop, and therefore the certified reference material are used. So certified reference material are the materials for which the value has been certified by the NMI. So each of the country, they have got their own reference material. For example, NIST USA has got the SRM, standard reference material, which is a trademark. Europe has got a ERM, European Reference Material, and in 2017, NPL also branded our reference material, and that is known as the Bharatiya Nirishak Dravya. BND 4201, the 49 pure gold, which we have made in association with the India Government Mint Bombay, is the first BND of India. And after that, we have made many BNDs. So these BNDs are the test one. If you got a 49 sample to be tested of gold, you use our BND and you will know whether your sample is 49 or not. So being NPL at the apex of the measurement, we support several thousand industry every year. Related to government, semi-government, you talk about Air Force, Air India, ISRO, DAE, DRDO, all the measurement traceability comes from the NPL. We talk about industries, ABB, Ambuja Cement, you talk Kirloskar, Maruti, Tatas, anywhere you talk about the measurement traceability comes from the National Physical Laboratory. In addition, we also support the SAARC nation. So measurement, as I said, that it should be traceable back to the SI unit. The other organ is called the BIS, which makes the standards. And if you have got a standard and you know that you have to work as per the standard, it becomes easy for you. It becomes easy for the industries. The advantages are obvious because the operational times decreases, the productivity increases, the waste will decrease. You don't have to worry on the trial and error because a standard protocol is given to you. When we are dealing with the standard, one can also have possibility of innovating the new processes. And one can find the new domestic or export markets using the standards. And I just say that once you have got a standard, the standard of ISO in India and America is same, and if the product using the accredited lab and the standard document are made, you can sell that anywhere in the world. And that is what the Japan has done in the past. That is what Korea has done. And that is what China has done in last 10 years or so. In my opinion, it is the time of India to do that. BIS has got 16 committees. They start from the civil engineering to chemical engineering to electrochemical to food, agriculture, electronics, mechanical, medical, management, metallurgy, petroleum, service sector, transport, textile, water. They have got 344 technical committees. And so far, they have developed 20,718 standards. Unfortunately, majority of the people, they do not, and we are not in practice of using these standards. So we should not only use, but we should also help BIS in developing the new standards. The common ISO standards which are used are, everybody knows that ISO 9001 for the quality management. For testing and calibration, ISO 17025 2017. For environmental management, it is 14001. Proficiency testing, how capable you are, 17043. Reference material, which I said earlier, 17034. Information security management, ISO 27001. Risk management, 31,000. So by and large, we have a large number of standards available, and it is high time that we should start working and understanding these standards and work according to these standards. So we know how to get a measurement. We have got a standard, but when we are doing a testing calibration or we are making an equipment, it should be independently assessed by third party. And that process is called the accreditation. And in India, the NABL does the accreditation job. And I'm happy that NABL has also done a commendable job. As of now, they have accredited 970 calibration laboratories. So these calibration laboratories, they should get the measurement traceability from NPL, and NPL should get traceability from BIPM, which has got the SI unit. So from SI unit, it goes to NPL. NPL, it goes to the NABL accredited laboratories or legal metrology laboratories. And from there, it goes to the industry. They have accredited 3,440 testing laboratories, 1,206 medical laboratories, proficiency testing providers 43, and reference material producers 13. And if you see the field they have chosen and they work upon, there's electrotechnical, mechanical, fluid flow, thermal, optical, radiological, biological, chemical, electrical, electronics. So like NPL who does almost all kind of parameter, the BIS who makes standard in almost all parameters. Similarly, NABL does the accreditation almost in these parameters. And imagine if NABL would have not been there, the COVID testing would have been a difficulties. So during last 1 month, while this process was there, NABL could accredit 142 labs for testing this coronavirus. And as you know, they have got thousands of sample collection centers, so they have got a huge capability of testing the coronavirus. So the quality infrastructure, as I said, that we have got NPL, BRC, we have got BIS, and we have got the NABL. These three, they ensure that conformity assessment is there. And once this conformity assessment is ensured, global trade is going to be easy. We can also have the globalized industry. It means some of the components can be made only in India and some of them can be made in somewhere else. They will fit well. The healthcare, the food safety, the pollution control, and I earlier said that the technical barrier to trade can be easier for India. And similarly, those poor quality material which are being dumped in our country, if we have got a correct measurement system, we can reject them straight away. It also gives you the hand to the regulators. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that India has done enough in terms of the science and development, the academic, the PhD generation. And most of the money has been spent in leading institutions. They have done a basic research, they have done the applied research, they have done the technology transfer, but still, we do not find much of the technology coming from India which are of the international level. And very often, it has been said that industry is not approaching to the academic institutions. I gave the two examples. One example was the infrared thermometry. The other example of was the UV-based corona killer. How to get them to the market? What is missing between the two? Industry can come to you if you ensure that the conformity assessment is given. Until and unless the conformity assessment is ensured, the industry is not going to work out. So the prototype models built by the startups or MSMEs need to be verified under this quality infrastructure. Unfortunately, not much of attention so far has been made on the quality infrastructure. If you go, most of the ministries which I have listed earlier, they have got their own laboratories. But the laboratories need to follow correct measurement protocols, correct standards, and should be accredited. And that is where India in future need to put more emphasis. And there have to be some more rigorous certification agencies. As on today, when we are approving something, it is based on the test report. So from prototype to the manufacturing, It is the quality infrastructure that will act as a bridge. The measurements, as I say, is very key to the growth. And let me give one example of the time, which is the second. And as you are aware that National Physical Laboratory is the timekeeper of nation. And I'm happy to tell you that 2 years ago, we could achieve an uncertainty of 2.8 nanosecond with respect to the international time, that is called a UTC, and this is one of the best in the world. On 9th April at 9 p.m., when Honorable Prime Minister asked that we should switch off our home light and lit the candle or diya or torchlight to support the our corona warriors, a segment of people in the media and even the scientific community, they said that once everybody switches off their light, there will be a dip in the power consumption and grid will fail. If you go the hard work done by the Grid Corporation of India, they synchronize all their PMUs. There's a phasor measurement unit, which is the power balancer across the country, to the IST. So there was no lack in the planning, and consequently, they could tackle the entire power grid business across the India. So time synchronization was very important. Time synchronization is even becoming more important as we are going for the digital India. The cyber crimes are taking enormously, and if we are not worried about the synchronizing your device clock or your mobile clock to the international time of NPL, we are going to have a deep problem. So a nationwide policy need to be made for that. And I'm happy that the government has taken a positive note on that, and Ministry of Consumer Affairs have set up or is planning to set up in association with the NPL the five secondary reference clock across the country, which are in Guwahati, Bhubaneswar, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Faridabad. And these 5 centers will in turn give time to each and everybody. This can be a topic of its own discussion, how important the time is. And finally, out of 7 SI unit, in future, only the time is going to be the one of the fundamental SI unit. Even when we are talking about the 5G, the time synchronization need to be of the order of 65 nanosecond if you want to see all the benefits of the 5G. The air quality index has been one of the issue. Of course, one of the plus point that has come because this lockdown is the very good quality air. But sometimes I also wonder, still they are showing a PM 2.5 of 115. When no industry is running, there's no vehicle on this one. Still, many of the data they are showing about 100 to 110 or 115 PM 2.5. One of the issue is that most of the equipment which are in our country, they are not certified, they are not calibrated. Like in America, you have got EPA, they certify the equipment. In UK, the NPL UK certifies the equipment through MCerts. In India, we didn't have any of the certification mechanism. And I am very thankful to Ministry of Environment and Climate Change that they have approved a scheme called the NPL ICS, National Physical Laboratory India Certification Scheme, for which they have already granted 60 crore rupees. We are working upon that. The certification mechanism have been built up. We are looking for some approval from the government, and after that we are going to get ahead. Now, once this certification scheme comes to the NPL, the Indian industry on the manufacturing of the environmental pollution measuring equipment can get certified in India. And this equipment can be sold anywhere in the world. And again, I'm saying that that is coming because the National Physical Laboratory has is a member of the International Bureau of Weights and Measure. We are traceable to SI unit, and therefore, under the agreement, mutual recognition agreement, our measurement values are equal to that of anywhere in the world. So, under this condition, we can have the the same certification, or the our equipment are going to read the as good as any international equipment reads. So same is the case with the energy devices. The same should be the case with the solar cells, the batteries, and therefore the mechanism of this certification needs to be evolved. And as I said earlier, that measurements are very, very critical, and therefore we also make the certified reference material. Certified reference material are the certified value given by the NPL or the NMI, National Measurement Institute. And straightway one can take that material. Say, for example, if I want to see that the particular water has got 10 ppm of arsenic or not. So the 10 ppm is certified by NPL, 10 ppm plus minus uncertainty. And if you go to your laboratory and measure that value, if it reads 10 ppm, it means your equipment is correct. If it reads something else, you make a correction in that. Now, as on today, India imports roughly 30,000 crore worth of reference material from various countries. Say, for example, when you want to measure a copper content in water, the 50 ml of solution costs roughly 600 US dollars. And that's why at National Physical Laboratory, we have roped in various industries who will manufacture the reference material. They will bring with to NPL, will start collaborating with them and certify their values, and therefore they can sell it. So I am happy to say that the cement standards, BNDs, the petroleum BNDs are made by the Hindustan Petroleum and Bharat Petroleum. Cement are by the NCB, National Cement Board at Faridabad. Then we have got gold. I already said that by India Gold Mint. Then we are trying to rope in many other industries who can make thousands and thousands of reference material. So the 30,000 crore we want to save. And since NPL is the member of the COMA database, it means that whatever BND we make, we'll upload to the international database, COMA database. And therefore, these BNDs are available to the international market. So I'm happy to share you that the cement reference material, the cement BND or the cement Bharatiya Nirdesak Dravya, are even sold to the developed nations. So we have already started exporting them. So the Made in India concept is like this. Everything is concept to the final product belongs to the India. Now, one of the biggest problem which we see that in education, though in high school we do teach the SI unit, in engineering college we learn about all the science and technology. Unfortunately, the quality infrastructure is not taught anywhere. And once that is not taught anywhere, we do not have a feel of that. And therefore, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we have started a program, which is the 1-year diploma course in the precision measurement and quality control, under which we pick up some of the graduates and train them to become a metrologist. So metrologist is one of the rarest brand in the world, and they give you the accurate and precise measurement, which is very, very important for each and everything. So basically, in nutshell, the quality infrastructure ensures, again, I'm again repeating, quality infrastructure means accurate measurements, the standards, and the accreditation. And that leads to your accurate and precise measurement. And that makes science scientific. Otherwise, different science people can have a different result, which is not correct, which is only indicative. So science becomes scientific. Technology will become perfect. Environment will become clean. Energy will become sustainable. Healthcare will become affordable. Cybersecurity will become strong because the time stamping is must. The international trade will become barrierless. The policies, the regulations, they will become the nation building. And that's why my topic, that the mantra of the success of Made in India is nothing but to ensure and strengthen the quality infrastructure, and a lot of efforts are required by each of us in the government, in the science and technology departments, or in industry to worry about the conformity assessment through quality infrastructure. So with this, I thank you all for listening me. Thank you very much, sir. So now I can go some of the questions, if I can see there. So I think that the topic was little different. So really, I didn't get many of the questions. Say, for example, the water BNDs are made by Asui, that is in Gujarat, Ahmedabad. The petroleums are made by BPCL and HPCL, the BNDs. Of course, somebody writes that I feel our researcher and their pursuit after paper publication, which is then they use just for the promotions and sitting in high level committees. You see, I always say that research is meant for solving a issue. Publications are the side product of your research. So one should work for the country and see that if you can solve some of the problems of the country. One says that our companies do very less research and hence depend on low quality imported component. You see, again, I just said that since in India the idea of quality infrastructure is missing, so science, academia keep on blaming the industries, industry keep on blaming the scientific community. We have to merge. We have both of us, industry and the academia, both of us should worry about the quality infrastructure. Until unless we worry about the quality infrastructure, we are not going to go anywhere. For corona, our labs, many labs are doing well, but must have the better reliable test. Of course, that is true. Until unless we ensure that our measurements are correct, we can't tell anything. One is that it's a very important information and implementation is restricted. You see, as I said that we have already built up a structure. But if people are not using this structure, the structure itself will not grow. So it is a circle. So the scientific community should use whatever stature is available as of now. People should use standard. People should use the accreditation, NABL accreditation. People use should get traceability from NPL. Whether NPL calibrate testing equipment for medical data, we have got Fluke equipment. Yes, we do many calibrations, Apex level, and medical devices also we do. Then lack of quality infrastructure is a main bottleneck for our Make India program, essentially for common utility products. You see, the structure is not very strong, but not even that weak. But the issue is people do not have an understanding of the quality infrastructure. So that must first propagate amongst the mindset of the people. Can government will encourage to develop indigenous primers for PMR and others? Scientists are free to do anything. And when we are doing our science, and eventually science is nothing but a measurement, whatever we do, let it be science, let it be technology and engineering, eventually it ends up a measurement. So we have to ensure that the measurement is correct. And the correctness of the measurement, I have already told that it should be traceable to the SI unit. Somebody, can we arrange faculty training program at university in association with NPL so that infrastructure can be graduated? Yes, of course. So we have got a HRD wing that is led by Dr. Reena Sharma. You can go our website and you can talk to her. She will respond you. What measures are taken for making Indians aware of good quality? India is still cost-driven market. That is true. And that mindset need to be changed. As I said that the manufacturing is only one component. The, the concept, the validation, and the regulation approval. There are three more components. Now, if you eliminate these three components, and if you put only manufacturing cost and the measurement and the conformity assessment are not assured, we are going to get a poor quality material. Now, once we get a poor quality material, obviously its life is not going to be large, it is not going to be useful. Sometime in medical devices, we get a wrong diagnosis, we take wrong medicines, we develop complications, and you see, to save a few rupee, we end up spending large amount of money. Growing demand of home healthcare equipment and point care equipment in health ensure needs to strict quality control. Obviously, we have got a regulator called DGCI. They ensure that, but DGCI, in order to approve that, they need the conformity assessment from the laboratories, and those laboratories should work hard to give the correct result to the regulators. How can we go collaboration opportunity with NPL? You can write to us and we will look into that. Somebody writes that it will bring the paradigm shift to the quality infrastructure. Yes, we have to work together to get it. Did we fail in testing corona test kit imported from China? The answer was yes, because the tests were tested by the Rajasthan government with 200, roughly 200 corona positive patients. And those Chinese kits only showed only 5 as the positive cases. Only 5% shows the correct result, 95% were the failure. Can anyone get chance in NPL for? Yeah, we have got many training programs, and you please write to Dr. Reena Sharma, head HRD. So she will help you out in that. So somebody write that though I was very skeptical about this topic, but it was eye-opening. Somehow the quality infrastructure, that is not my definition. That is the definition of the UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. And majority of us are almost illiterate about the quality infrastructure. And when we are illiterate about the quality infrastructure, how come we are going to develop a quality product? And that is a question that need to be understood well. What are the opportunities available with NABL for entrepreneurship, skill training in colleges and MSME business? Yes, you can write a email to the CEO of NABL. He is and Venkateshwaran, and he is a very proactive person, and I'm sure that he will help you out. Is a standard play a pivotal role? Even PCR test need excellent control sample. Obviously, any measurement, the ultimate control sample is the SI unit. As I said that the 7 SI unit, they have got uncertainty to be 0. So they are the perfect. And as you deviate from the SI unit, our uncertainty increases like anything. So many times we get false negative and false positive. One of the reason is the uncertainty is larger than the measured value. So once the uncertainty is larger than the measured value, you do not know what you are measuring. Characterization by synchrotron radiation can be brought under quality control. Yes, synchrotron source, if you calibrate that, it can serve the nation, particularly in the domain of photo detectors. In fact, PTB Germany has got 6 dedicated beam lines for calibrating the wavelengths. And as you know that synchrotron is a very good facility available with RRCAT. I think RRCAT should devote at least few of the beam lines for the calibration of the wave numbers or wavelengths. We should have more CRM manufactured in India, as CRM cost is too high, major sigma, and not available that easily. Perfectly all right. And that's why 2 years ago we started this BND program. And let me share that the BND, Bharatiya Nirdesak Dravya, that is the trademark of NPL for certified reference material, that has already been acknowledged worldwide. And we are looking for many partners to develop these reference materials. And once they develop these reference material, we are ready to certify. NABL has already agreed to it. Ministry of Consumer Affairs has already agreed to it, and most of the government department has already agreed. So we should start using the BNDs. In fact, the Merck has also, because the potential of standard reference material, as I said, that it is roughly 30,000 crores per annum in India. So they do see a big market, and in fact, they have also planned to make BNDs in India, the Merck, and hopefully we'll sign a MOU with them very soon. And in case you need more details about the BNDs, please talk to Dr. R.P. Pant, who is the head Bharatiya Nirishak Dravya Division. How about the standard marks and their testing, since substandard products have been from China and destroyed our own domestic? Can NPL do something in this direction? The PPE kit and the masks are, as of now, are looked after by Textile Ministry, and there is a one NABL accredited laboratory at SITRA, SITRA at Coimbatore. In addition, NABL has also accredited the 5 laboratories of Ordnance Factory, DRDO. So we are patching up, we are coming up. But at NPL also we are planning to put some efforts in setting up these facilities. But still, out of the 11 tests that are mandatory internationally for the PPEs, as of now we are doing only 5. Is there any mechanism to environmental laboratories are accredited by NABL? So we look into this part again. Then somebody has pointed out, which I said, that sometimes the uncertainty is larger than the measurement, and then of course the decisions are highly biased. Are we as nation not quality conscious? You can see when the China is dumping many substandard items to our country. So it is the failure of the scientific community. We should work hard on this direction. Any other nation in the world has a concept like BND? India, whether it can be compared with NIST or BNDs? Yes, like NIST produces SRM and NPL. Whatever NIST is to USA, NPL same is NPL to the India, and both are the National Measurement Institute for their country. And therefore, BND is the certified reference material of India, and it has got the same relevance what SRM has for the NIST. You see, there is no point in that which is higher or lower. In reference material, the assigned value and the uncertainty associated with it is the most important parameter. So let it be SRM of NIST or BND of NPL, since the traceability is directly with SI unit, and therefore the measured value and the assigned value is internationally accepted. So I think I have already covered most of the question, and with this I would like to thank Vigyana Bharati. The understanding of quality infrastructure, again I will say that one should not confuse with the infrastructure like road, electricity and others. It should be measurement, accreditation and standard. If we work in this domain, including all S&T institutions, the industry, the Made in India program, the economy of the country is going to enhance. So with this, I thank you all. Thank you very much.